So I sent you a picture, like a crappy hand-drawn picture. This is Nola Solderic. You might see her again at different times when you're getting a mission to go on a particular, get a particular
It's
task.
not Sharon.
She has her hair, it's all like in these victory rolls, but she's dwarven and kind of bulky and stout, but she's wearing this kind of glittery chainmail, and she's got a cigar rolled between her fingers. Is it not shared?
Not yet. There we go.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, that's shared pretty fast. That's good to know. It's a small
Oh,
pic,
yeah.
but hey.
How do you
She's
save
fancy.
notes?
What? How do you?
Save notes.
If you click on the Notes tab in the upper right-hand side next to where the PC, it'll open it up. You'll see I have one random notes that's already public. If you want to add one, go to the Edit list, the little brown button at the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll have an option to add an item where you can add your own notes, title it, make it public or not.
So your union rep looks you over, and she's rolling the cigar between her fingers, and she's kind of puffing on it. And then she says, "Well, look what the kobolds dragged in. Some of yous knows me already, some of yous don't. But for all yous, I'm your new best friend. I'll be your point of contact for all your union jobs, and I'll be the one that saves your neck if you get in over your head. I'm Nola Solderic. Pleased to meet ya. Let's get to know each other." So Nola then escorts you to the Wavecrest Tavern, and she offers any of you a round if you're interested.
Pants declines. He doesn't drink.
What does Pants do when he's in this bar? Does he do anything specific? Does it bring back any memories?
Oh, as soon as he walks in, yeah, he's definitely automatically scanning the room, categorizing potential threat for any particular person who seems to be about to break into a fight, who could be a risk, and just kind of, one by one scan left to right Terminator style, dink, 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 dink.
How does it compare to the place that used to employ him?
Um, it's wood. There are chairs. There are people in the chairs.
Less burnt?
Significantly less immolated.
That's a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
But nothing that he would notice that was different in terms of the class of tavern, or he makes no designations of that kind of stuff?
Not that he would really pay attention to. He's not keyed into decor or ambiance so much as who seems to be who's going to be a potential ruckus.
Who else? Is Alaric have anything?
I was gonna say I would love to have a drink, but I don't know if that's like, yeah, we could just chill, have a drink.
You're just chilling, having a drink.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Alarin is used to being in the wilderness on his own, so he's kind of looking for a dark corner to kind of sit back and kind of keep an eye on things. For now, he's not going to take a drink simply because he wants to keep his faculties.
Well, they do have everybody kind of sitting together because it's kind of an interview portion.
Okay.
So you're all around one long table. What about Nisha or Brighton?
Bring me the largest glass of ale you got.
All right. Sigmund Bowerson, he's the owner, and he's behind the bar, and he nods at you and pulls out, really hulking, like 2-pint mug. It's at least the size of your head. And he hands it over. There's like no charge so far.
I think that's adequate.
Yeah, you also see him kind of like, you don't hear it, but Nola and Sigmund kind of, they chat for just a second. So it seems like that they know each other. There's some kind of, business relationship at least between them.
Do we have our weapons?
Oh, you do have your weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, if normally there would have been a problem with you having weapons, there's at least something going on between the higher ups, or the kind of head people in Quarthos and the Union, so that they know that you're here and it's all cool. Because technically you're part of the Quarthos Island Union local now, local 86. And so the village knows that you're based there. Hey, everybody do a history check.
Sorry,
History
what's the
skill.
check?
History.
History. Oh, we don't know crap.
Well,
Man, I was going to say, this is you need a really low roll, but you guys know nothing about Quarthos, which is a shame because you would know a lot more about what's going on if you did.
well, shoot.
Cortho, it's an island.
You're in some place. You're in some bar.
Just
There are
in a
people
bar.
there, and maybe they existed before today, but if they did, you have no clue.
Well, given Pants's backstory, that's you know. I'm assuming I have all the kelp dragged out of the plates and greaves, and he's dried off at this point.
Yeah, I guess for the rest of you, it's maybe kind of it's not important enough for you to actually know anything about Quarthos at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been any good like people to hunt for money there. You know, they're kind of obsolete if you ask me. But that's my opinion.
It is kind of out in the middle of the sea. You know, it's not really close
Yeah.
to Stormreach, not too close. It's low population village, so
It's not very urban if you
yeah,
ask me.
you're used to hunting things in Stormreach, right?
Yeah.
So, wait, did Nisha have anything to drink? I forgot if you said.
No.
Okay, Nisha's
But
not drinking.
Nissa would walk in with her robes billowing around her and an unusual weapon strapped across her back because she's carrying her double-bladed scimitar. And she would have a seat where she could keep an eye on the halfling. Because with that beer, it looks like he's going to make trouble.
We have a halfling.
I am a halfling barbarian.
Brilliant.
He's mighty. And you see, there's these there are two brothers sitting at a small table against one of the far walls near the entrance, and they both look like a little bit kind of like rangy types, like they have a bow and strapped to one of their backs, and they kind of look over at Nisha because she looks kind of exotic, and you see eyebrows kind of raised, but then they kind of lower their heads back to their drinks and start kind of whispering amongst themselves.
Wow.
So once you're all sitting around the table and everybody who's having a drink has their drink, Nola turns to you and she says, I know a little bit about yous, but, since you guys don't really know each other very well, or at all, I don't know if you talked on the boat, but how's about you tell each other a little bit about yourselves? Like, where's you all from? What brought you here to join the fine union?
Did we define what house or ward that my bar was in? Oh yeah, Kunderic.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you're in the Kunderic Enclave in
That's
Stormreach.
Should add that.
Yeah, where did you live before here? Where'd you come from?
I lived in a bar in the house Kunderic ward in Storm.
And Nola does know that about you.
Well, you said to say it to everyone.
Yeah. And then she turns to, oh my gosh, I can't say your name. Is it Alexan or is it Lesson? Alison? Alarin! Oh my gosh.
Alarin.
This is great. Keep going. You could just
I
call
guess
him
this is part of
Al.
history that absolutely. I guess this is part of my history that I haven't fleshed out that well. Halloran replies that he really hasn't had a home for quite some time. He just kind of lives in the wilderness and moves about. It.
And what about you, Zalaria?
Well, Zalaria, she was from Stormreach, but she just kind of lived on the outskirts. So, she was training, learning the skills of being a bounty hunter. But now that she's an adult, barely, she's kind of wandered off. So she doesn't really have one specific home, but she was just kind of from that urban setting.
Cool. I'm from that urban setting too. Yeah. How about you, Brighton?
So Brighton picks up the tankard of ale. It's as big as his head. Takes a giant swig. Puts the tankard back down on the table and goes, "Well, I was a veteran of the last war. I hate elves. God, I hate elves. They killed my dinosaur. Ugh. But I'm here because I needed a job."
So what does Zalaria and Nisha think about the whole I hating elves bit?
I mean, Zalaria, she's, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but she's kind of annoyed at this. She's given him a pretty dirty glare.
Nissa just raises an eyebrow.
So we're not quite at team building stage yet.
No.
Do I detect elevated threat levels at the table?
A little bit of tension. What about Nisha? What does Nisha say about how she, where is she before she landed on the dock in Korthos?
When Nisa speaks, she'll say, "My name is Nisa, Shield of Stars. I am here to Sorry, I had a button thing going on.
I was beginning to panic that it was me, and I was disconnecting again.
Oh, that wasn't just me. Okay.
No, it's me. Apparently, when I pulled up my word pad, it decided that when I pushed my button to talk that I was trying to get help.
Oops.
Okay, so Nisa would say, "My name is Nisa, Shield of Stars. I fought through the entire war until the founding of our new nation of Valinar. But that was not the path set for me by my patron. She was not a border guard or a founder of nations. She was a fighter and an adventurer, and now I follow in her footsteps, and it has brought me here to this place where I shall make a name for myself and bring our name."
So what does Brighton, who hates elves, think of her declaration?
I could tell you right now, he does not make eye contact with any elves. So he's just got his head down, looking at his tankard going, "I don't trust him. I never trust him. They always talk in this flowery language, think so highly of themselves. But we've bested them in combat before, and we'll do it again."
Everybody make a perception check.
I see everything in a bar. Oh no, it didn't roll in chat. Dang it, that was a natural 20.
Oh man,
And I got a 2.
busted. Well, while other people are talking, in a kind of a lull in the conversation, Alaren, Brighton, and Nisa overhear something. It's the raised voice of Sigmund Bowerson. The owner of Wavecrest Tavern is audibly upset. He's shouting to his wife, kind of irritated, and he says, "Hens don't just open doors, Ingrid. Someone was clumsy and let Anka and Britta out, and I'll have their hide. What if something happens to my wee birds?" So you guys know about that. You can choose to talk about some hens that are missing to your party members if you want to. So, but for now, maybe that's important. I don't know. It could just be the bartender. So Nola moves the conversation on after everybody's kind of talked about where they came from. And she says, "We've got a little obstacle course for you, a little task for you to do to kind of try out your skills. So we're going to head out of town now toward the repurposed Cannith manufactory. We kind of leased it from the village. It was abandoned here by House Cannith at the end of the last war.
Go on.
So everybody pile on, and we're going to just march out there." So she kind of ushers you out of your seats after everybody's finished their round of drinks. Who had a drink? And
I'm the only one who drank.
well, Zealotry had something too.
Yeah, I was drinking too.
Yeah. And you can kind of, if you go to the party sheet, you can kind of arrange like how you're walking. Nola's leading the party because she knows where you're going. Now you see in the party sheet on the order page, you guys should already be there.
On what page?
There's a tab that says order.
I'm fine with that order. Just to be weird.
And the top
No,
of the
wait,
screen is the
north?
front.
Okay.
The top of the screen is the front of the party, or the higher you are, the closer to the front.
So I'll just quietly plod along behind everyone.
I'm not walking behind any elves.
You're right next to an elf.
That's fine. I keep an eye on them. But I won't walk behind them. Chicken.
I see no fowls or poultry.
I think the bartender lost them, so you might see them somewhere.
Nope, we lost some people.
Oh, you lost some people? It's probably because I'm dragging
dropped
them
off
onto
the map.
something.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? I dragged them from the wrong place.
yeah, you dragged us off our order thing. Oh well.
What foul magic is this?
It is the foul magic of the Dungeon Master. I'm dragging you to the next map is what I am, and then I'll share it with you.
I'm smaller than I was.
You can
That's hard to do.
You can control scroll yourself to resize you.
Better.
All right. So you're outside the Cannith manufactory, and you should all be getting a map quite soon.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Sweet.
It looks pretty full.
Still waiting.
Are you still waiting?
just have a quarter of the map loaded.
Oh,
Is that
Oh,
normal?
that's fine. It's got a
Okay.
mask on
That's
it.
Fog of War.
Yeah, that's what it looks like when it's Fog of War.
Oh, so I have to go and touch all the explorer points.
Yes.
Yeah. So Nola Soldarak leads you through the village gate into the wilds of Korthos Island. And after a short walk, less than 15 minutes, the imposing edifice of the former Cannith manufactory comes into view. And she starts to talk kind of like a touristy thing. She says, House Cannith, they abandoned the factory here when the last war ended. Part of the downsizing. Korthos has been scratching their heads what to do with it ever since. For a small retainer, they're letting the Union use it as a training facility. It needs some clearing, let me tell yous. Apparently, Lars Hayden shacked up there for months, hiding from Sawagan. Fish guts everywhere. Whew! So just as you've gotten to the stone stairways of leading up to the factory, out from the bushes jumps some giant rats.
Now, Nola is no longer with us, or is she still with us?
Nola's with you, but she's not going to do anything. She's observing you still.
Well, that's what I mean. She's not engaging in combat. She's kind of like a fair distance.
Yeah, she would be here if she was actually engaging in combat.
That's a good point. Seriously.
Oh,
Everybody
now I
roll
know.
initiative. Which is something we didn't cover earlier.
I'm guessing it's the little dice that's next to the initiative thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Ugh.
I'm not last. Wow.
Whoa.
Roar!
So, I didn't make you do any kind of perception roll, which I probably should have since they jumped out at you.
Well,
But I wanted you guys to attack more than I wanted the rats to attack.
well, also, yeah.
So, Brighton, what does Brighton do when giant rats jump out at the party?
He is going to, with his great axe, charge past the elf that's standing in front of him and smack that rat that's, 10 feet?
That rat is... You'd have to move 10 feet to be within range, yeah. So each square is 5 feet.
Yep. And because I'm a halfling, I can move through the space of someone who's bigger than I am.
Generally, you can move through friendly squares.
Get out of the way, elf!
Yeah, we typically don't restrict.
And then I'm going to beat him.
At least we don't restrict when it's friendlies or allies.
Well, there's times in the narrative where it would come into play, but generally speaking.
Can I hit the rat now?
Oh, totally. Go for it.
I failed.
That's really sad. Do you have any? So maybe you were surprised by the rat to a certain degree, or maybe you were so distracted by moving past that elf that you didn't want to touch. You might have accidentally touched the elf just a little bit, and it threw you off. Do you have any bonus actions that you can do?
Is off balance by avoiding elf cooties.
Yeah, totally.
No bonus actions.
Okay, you can end your turn by there's a little down arrow at the bottom of the combat tracker.
They all have a 10.
I was lazy and just let them roll
Oh,
as
you
a
just did
group.
group. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not letting me. I have the arrow, but I click it, nothing happens.
Oh, you have to, Bonnie, click the circle next to Brighton to actually make it his turn. We have to establish the turn order right now. There,
Derp.
now you can click end turn.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, now it's Nisa's turn.
I haven't heard
Nisa
that one.
snatches her double-bladed scimitar off of her back and attacks the nearest rat. Except that was the wrong dice. I picked the wrong.
Spontaneously heal that rat. Okay, roll damage again.
See, I was just going to ask, how do you tell whether you hit it or not?
You did.
Does it say in the text that you guys get?
Parentheses, yeah. It's or in the brackets it says hit.
So you snickety snack, and
Okay,
that
sorry.
and that rat is severely wounded.
I'm going to use my bonus action to hit it with the other end of my scimitar.
Okay. All right. So rat 3 has been flayed and is now dying. So I'm going to remove them off of the map.
And I've ended my turn.
And now the rats get to play. So this first rat sees Brighton and he looks tasty, so that rat's going to try to take a bite out of the halfling.
I'm going to use my fighting style, protection.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton is within 5 feet.
And does
Did you go? I thought you went with armor for the +1 AC.
No, I went protection.
Oh, okay.
so what does that do?
Basically, it. Go back to it real quick. Sorry.
It imposes disadvantage on the attack.
On
Correct.
on the rat? Oh! Apparently the rat was very hungry, and despite disadvantage, still takes a chomp.
What did he roll?
And he took a big chomp out of Brighton. Huge chomp. And he kind of titters, he's like, eek, eek, eek. Because halflings are tasty.
So I took 4 damage total, right?
Yes. And it should automatically have applied it to your wounds.
Okay.
Rat number 2 moves within the bushes, scurries, and then tries to attack Alarin. But he misses. And he kind of you can't really see him very well because he's deep enough in the bushes that he's under kind of half cover. If the rats are like on the fringes of the leaves, then you can pretty much see them well enough. But he's deep enough that he's only he's hard to see. And then rat number 4 scurries closer to Zalaria. Why do we do that? Oh, and Zalaria's in the middle of a box. And tries to attack her.
Mm.
Oh, I just had a... Having failure to roll on a person's face. Okay, and that's going to be a miss. Oh, no, wait, or is it? What's your AC again?
16.
Okay, it is a miss. And now it's Illyria's turn.
Eee, okay. Alright, well, obviously I'm gonna get this rat back. You know?
You do.
Then do I just take the damage, like, next to it?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
what weapon did you use?
Short sword?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't worry, I remember.
Okay. Oh, so your rat is bleeding heavily now.
Good. I hope he dies.
Is there anything else you want to do before you want to move or disengage or anything like that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And now it's Pants.
Sorry, just doing some thinking here. All right, so we're gonna establish some threat. Scan, we have one target dying, one target heavily injured, one untargeted. So he's gonna move up over here where he can the two highest threats and say splat and miss completely. And that's my turn.
Oh, and that's the thing is what I was saying before. Giant Rat 2 is undercover enough that those attacks should be treated as 50% cover. But the other two are open view.
Oh, okay. I must have. I mean, it missed.
You missed anyway, but I just want. I'm saying that for future clarification.
Yeah, I missed that part. I'm sorry. I was doing some other background stuff. So there we go. That's my turn.
So, Laren.
All right. So that leaves me.
You might have to clear your targets so you don't attack the party.
How do I clear my targets?
Just hold control and click Zalaria and myself.
Be working. Should be able to just drag the die onto the rat, though, correct?
I believe that works as long as you have another target. Oop.
That was me. I thought I was deleting your targets, but I deleted you instead.
Oh, that worked. You just got deleted.
Yeah, but what was your initiative? It was really low. I'll put 4 down.
I think we were all at 5, but
We were disturbingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of creepy, actually.
Twinsies.
Triplets.
All right, so Alaren's turn should still happen, right?
Oh, it should. I'm sorry. Let me switch it. back. There you go.
This rat who's been attacking me even though he's in cover.
Oh. It won't make a difference for that roll.
Okay.
But it would normally have been -2 to hit.
Okay.
That'll be like one of those things where you can use the buttons to the bottom left. It would be the one to the right of disadvantage.
Okay.
And though when you're using those dice to note, those are toggle buttons. So if you click -2, it'll stay on and keep rolling -2 until you.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
Okay.
kind of be aware of that.
And that's on the 2 hit, not to the.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's
affect
only
your
to hit. Doesn't affect your damage.
The end of my turn.
Do you have a lot of bleeding rats now?
What happened to my health status?
And it's back to Brighton.
Swing better. Attacking the same rat.
He did bite you after all.
Right?
A hit! And that rat, too, is bleeding.
Roar!
Please tell me you make little tiny like halfling T-Rex arms when you do the roar.
I totally can. Oh, I should put my mask on.
Nisa's going to move up so she's in range of the other 2 rats.
And then she's going to cleave and hit the halfling.
Then she's going to use her bonus action.
Okay.
That one's already dead.
Yeah, you can try with disadvantage on rat 2. With the -2. I'm sorry.
Oh wow, you don't even need to hit with the double-bladed scimitar.
Okay, so your follow-up attack misses.
Yes.
That's kind of
No, I only need to make a double, two-handed weapon attack with the first attack, and then I automatically get the second attack as a bonus action.
I was just looking at that, like they don't even need to hit. Usually things like that are you have to hit to make the follow-up. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's really cool. I remember getting excited when I read that.
That's kind of hot. That is sexy right there. That's what that is.
I was totally going to play a cleric at first, and then I'm like, double-bladed scimitar, that's like super cool. Looks like I'm being a fighter.
Well, you can totally become a cleric next level.
So many tasty options. The giant rat is has just gotten cut up by Nisa. So giant rat number 2 is going to try to attack her. But he misses. Squeak, 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 fail. And then giant rat number 4. Is not sure what to think of this Warforged. but it also attacked it. I think it was the last one to attack it, so it's going to try to chew on the Warforged.
I attacked 2. Error failed to attack 2. But I do have a delicious looking 2x4 for
Yeah,
friendly.
delicious 2x4. I'm adjusting something on the map. I'm having a hard time rolling on people who are like lower on the map. Okay, I'm just gonna roll separately.
Oh, that's spinning around at all ominous.
But it missed. It's a real shame. I feel like whenever I like have to like roll in the chat window because I can't roll directly in a person, that's when I'm missing. So it's good for you low map folks. Now it's Celeria's turn.
Here's a glitch in Fantasy Grounds. Whenever on the combat tracker, whoever's active turn it is, it overwrites your font choices.
Splat, another rat bites the dust.
Okay, DM question.
Mm-hmm.
If I move up into the brush, will I no longer have cover penalty when attacking giant rat?
You'll still have cover penalty, but it will have cover penalty attacking you.
That's a fair trade. Oh shit! Shoot. That's a 12.
It says it hit.
I didn't roll with the -2, though.
Oh,
So it's a 12.
let me double check. I'm pretty sure you still hit. Yeah, you still hit.
Okay.
12 is exactly what you need.
Splat.
And that rat bites the dust.
Are they all dead?
They're all dead now. So you finish dispatching the rats, and you hear a slow clap come from the direction of Nola. She's like, "Good job, good job. I see a lot of talent and potential here." And she gestures for you to go up the stairs. And then you see... What do you see?
Okay, well, Zalaria's over there, like, invading my personal space just a little bit, so I'm gonna move.
Once you
Sorry.
go up the stairs, you see... Oh, I thought you saw.
I saw a blink, but it was just a blink.
It was a flash.
Okay, are we going up the stairs or?
Yeah, go up.
All right. I'm scared.
No, there's nothing there. What you should see is
Ah.
a restaurant at the top of the stairs, just outside the entrance to the Kenneth Manufactory. This is something from Dungeons and Dragons Online, and you might run into them periodically during adventures. And It's kind of like a place where it's safe to take a short rest. So when you're at a rest shrine, you can take a short rest. Normally, you can spend your healing dice that are on your front main page to recover healing points. Your hit points. But at a rest shrine, it also acts like a small heal.
So basically, we can take a short rest without it taking an hour, basically.
Yeah. You can take a short rest, but what you don't necessarily have to spend your hit dice to get back some of your healing points, because at least at this level, resting at a rest shrine will give you 1d4 plus 2 hit points back. And that would scale up gradually as you level.
Oh, so we get free hit points.
Yes. So you all like kind of pause and rest at the shrine before you head into the factory. And the only one who has damage is Brighton.
Damn rats.
Are they as bad as elves?
No.
So I'm the rest shrine. I mean the rest shrine, not the restaurant.
The rats are just more at his level.
Is gonna heal Brighton for 4 hit points. So he's back at full now.
So we're all tippy topped off.
Yeah.
Where is the door?
Well, there's no door. That was just the last feature of this map.
Oh.
We're gonna move on to the next thing now. Does anybody have anything that anything that they want to like talk about with each other after the encounter with the rats and while they're at this rest shrine before they head into the building?
No.
Just in case there are any.
Splatted some rats.
While I mess around behind the curtain.
Well, that's great because while you mess around behind, I'm going to AFK for 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, if
And,
anyone needs to
I'll
AFK
get
for any
chatting.
reason. And you can close out the manufacturing map now if you want. Oh, and you can also, everybody can award themselves 20 XP. And you can do that on your main page for your characters. If you go to where your classes and click on the icon that kind of looks like a magnifying glass, it should take you to a page where you can enter XP. You need 300 XP for level 2.
You said we got 20?
Got 20, yeah. Okay. I think I got it shareable.
Yeah, I got something.
You got something?
Yeah.
Too.
It's all gray though.
It's all gray?
Yeah, for me.
How about, can you scroll down to the bottom part of it? Is there anything visible?
I can see like training dummies.
Okay, that's what you should see. Is at the very bottom there should be 2 stands with training dummies. Like a table and...
Mine went all.
Just probably need to scroll down.
Yeah. Because the top part of it is masked still with the fog of war, but the lower part of it is revealed.
I have returned.
You've all been escorted to a long room deep within the repurposed Kenneth manufactory. You see a table and 2 training dummies mounted before you. In the distance, you see the floor shimmer a faint blue. A pool, perhaps?
I have nothing.
Oh, you have nothing?
I did something.
I think so.
It's there.
Oh wait,
Good.
you might have it now because another person's icon just popped on.
I find this place oddly comforting.
I don't see any. Okay.
Can everyone else see?
I closed it and reopened it.
And do you see something now?
Oh, this is frustrating.
Oh, and if you see the gold kind of compass at the bottom right hand, use that instead of a mouse to try to pull and push the map around.
Okay.
If you have a third mouse click on your scroll wheel, you can click down the middle mouse button and use that to manually.
Yeah. I accidentally zoom in
good.
and out a lot. Okay, cool. So everybody can see the training dummies. So in the distance, you see the floor shimmer of faint blue, maybe a pool of some sort. And Nola speaks to the party from the entryway. She says, "Alrighty, kids. It's time to put you through your paces, so to speak. I'll be scrying from the outside, so show me what you can do. It's really simple. You just open the door on the other side of the room and leave with everybody alive, eh? Nothing to it. You got an hour." With those words, a magical barrier appears between you and Nola, closing off the entrance. So when she says you have an hour, she means you have an hour, and that means either an hour of game time, or as you go through this room, certain tasks are going to take a certain amount of time, and those might add up to be an hour. And if you make it out of the room in an hour, you win, and if you don't, you fail. So go!
Are we on the map?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should put you on the map too. That will help.
Yeah. Hello, there I am.
All right. So you're locked up in this room now. You see training dummies before you, something that looks like it might be a pool slightly before you, and then there's a table to your left. What do you do? And you've been told you have an hour to get out of the room with everybody alive.
Are we in combat initiative order right?
Combat initiative does not apply at this time. It really doesn't apply very much at all at this point. It depends on what you choose.
I think Alarin wants to investigate what's on the table.
Okay. From the scorches and the pit marks on the surface of the table, you suspect it's a repurposed alchemy bench, and a sturdy burlap bag sits on top of it.
I should open up the bag.
Sure. You open it up and you find that it's filled with popped corn.
Did you say popcorn?
Yeah.
Okay. Pants approaches one of the dummies, or doesn't because he's control click. And now can't clear. What the hell is going on? Okay.
Oh, you know what? I just realized what I did and I'm dumb. It's me. I'm dumb. I had your tokens locked.
Oh,
Sorry!
there we go.
Sorry! Number one, hugest noob DM era of the evening.
Uh, that was weird.
Let me give you some time back for that.
Okay. how I can't target the training.
We're going to say you're at, we'll go ahead and say you're at an hour.
Do it the old school way. There we go.
So you're attacking what are you doing?
I walked up to a training dummy and went to, but I don't know which training dummy it is because we don't have a token.
You don't have a token?
There we go.
I see something. Yeah, it's the pattern of how I drag things onto the doohickey.
Oh wait, now he moved.
It's because there's two.
Well, no, I mean the like the one on the. Oh, wait.
I'm only showing one now.
Yeah, I'm correcting. I'm correcting both of them.
Guys, while she's doing that, it seems to me that the popcorn may have something to do with the missing chickens. Able to maybe lead them somewhere using the popcorn?
Do
That's a good
chickens
observation.
consume popcorn?
I don't know.
Fried chicken.
I'm going to pick up the popcorn and take it with me, I think.
Okay.
Legitimate question to the DM: does Pants know chicken exists in any fashion other than?
Does Pants know that chicken exists?
Well, I mean, like, given his backstory, would he know that chicken exists in any form other than cooked? Like, does he know the bok bok?
That would be up to you, really. I would think if you ever saw something other than cooked chicken.
Nope, sure does.
Okay. Have you ever seen popcorn before?
Nope.
So this is all mysterious to you. And so you hit the training dummy?
Yes, I've struck the training dummy with a 2x4.
A little bit of straw flutters off of it.
Doesn't just it's just thunk. It's just a dummy.
It's just a training dummy.
Okay. This training dummy is a training dummy.
I'm gonna take a swing at the other training dummy.
Okay.
Let me figure out what buttons I need.
Can we just take a swim? Like, can we just go in the pool?
Nisa would investigate what appears to be a rope of some kind that stretches out into the water.
Yeah, you see the pool, and you're close enough to the pool that let me reveal more of it. Oh, so Brighton takes a really big woomph out of training dummy number 2, and you see that the fabric on it is there's a big slash, and splinters of wood come off of it and kind of rain to the ground. The fabric that's making up part of the sack that it's stuffing is hanging off, and a little trickle of sand starts to rain down on the floor.
Do we have visual of what appears to be that wheel in?
Yes. The wheel is visible through the water. You see the pool before you is 25 feet across. It's filled with a deep blue liquid that seems to glimmer and hum faintly. There is a rope mounted 10 feet above the water between 2 wooden poles.
I'm gonna stick the tip of the 2x4 in the water.
It gets wet.
That's a good reaction.
Is water wet?
Yes, water is wet in this universe.
Okay.
It's better than it disintegrating.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
Wait, what?
theoretically, you could just like, monkey bar with the rope. Just like
Yeah.
grab onto it.
You just have to get up to it because
Yeah.
it's 10 feet above. And these platforms, they are a foot off the ground. Whenever you see a wooden platform.
Okay.
So I guess you'd have to technically be able to make a 9-foot jump to catch
Hey,
onto the rope.
we can lift each other up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pants is 6'9", so he can just give a boost to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, half length.
I still wouldn't be able to reach.
This would also be a good time to double check the high jump rule.
Well, Pants is looking at how deep the water is because there ain't no way in hell that rope is carrying him across.
It's a 20-foot deep pool.
Does it look like there's handholds to climb up on either side?
You don't
Or-
see any.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hit the dummy again.
How is the water like the edge of the pool? Is it the same like height roughly? Is it a drop?
It's about the same. If you were at the pool, there's a little bit of clearance. Not a huge significant amount, but a few inches. The water, the liquid, starts a few inches below the edge.
So it'd be like climbing out of your average pool.
But for all intents and purposes, it's 20 feet deep.
Okay.
Pants wants to give me a boost. I guess I could try the all over the rope.
One
Yeah,
of
so
training
just sit
dummy,
there and-
the second training dummy, one of
Right.
its arms fall off.
Does it leak more sand?
It leaks more sand, and you've kind of chopped one of the poles that made up the crossbars that are its frame. It's been splintered, and it's no longer one piece.
All right, I'm going to try the rope climb. You said it's 20 feet across?
It is 20 feet across. I mean, actually, it's 25 feet across from... Actually, the rope is... each of the squares is 5 feet.
But I'm assuming that the cross speed is not the same as
So
your walking
the
speed.
rope itself would be like 30 feet to use the rope, but it's still like a 25 feet over the water.
I guess, do I need to do some kind of check as far as whether I'm able to do this?
Wait, you've been given a boost and you're holding onto the rope. You're carrying 159 pounds.
So I probably should. Well, but I may need my pack on the other side, I guess, is the question.
Do a perception check, but also do an athletics or acrobatics check.
Yeah, do that. Do that acrobatics. And
Do the two checks.
That's my perception check. This is my athletics check.
All right. So you're climbing across the rope. You do notice as you're climbing that the rope seems to start to fray.
Oh man.
But
It's not good.
you make it across successfully.
Wait, did I hear the rope is starting to fray?
He notices as he's climbing across that the rope is starting to fray.
Okay, so he's over, but that doesn't mean that not all of us can get over. So, are we gonna see more of the map now since he's over there?
Better question: do we on this shore even notice that the rope is?
He's the only one who knows. He's the only one who's seen that because he saw it as he was climbing across. He can tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to yell back to the other side that we need to be careful that the rope is fraying.
Okay.
Randomly, I think I just figured out, Bonnie, part of the weirdness with this, if you're going to make a small one in the future, give it some dead space on the edges.
Okay.
So we can, because like we can only zoom so far and slide so far. But if you have some dead space on the edges, that might help it.
Oh, that's
be a
good to
little
know.
more.
Yeah. Because you didn't have any problems with the tavern, did you?
No. But
And
that
that
was
had dead space.
yeah. Learning.
That's good to know. I can make some adjustments to the other maps.
I'm gonna hit the dummy again.
Alaren does start to see other things.
I'm just waiting until she calls you Valerian. It's gonna happen.
It's still gray on this side for me, so it's
I just unmapped.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That looks suspicious.
Mm. Is that oil?
You don't know what it is because you don't see it yet.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see it.
Alaren's the only one who can
Alaren.
see.
Does it look like oil?
Yes, it looks like oil on water is what it looks like. Need to do a perception check to see if I know what it is.
Sure. You're pretty sure that is grease, that that whole section of floor has been greased as if it was under a greased spell.
Is anyone else going across the rope, or can I get rid of this?
The rope is fraying. Should we maybe investigate the valve at the bottom there?
Yes, that's
Well,
what
that's
I
where I
was
was.
going to say. Nisa would like to investigate the water and possibly try touching it with like her hand.
I would point out, or Pants would point out at this point, you have a Vorforge that doesn't breathe and can dive on and walk across the bottom and just mess with the rope or mess with the valve indefinitely without
Do you want to touch it?
Well, actually, I was going to go there as if
Does
no one else needed to boost
Nisa
across.
still want to touch it? Or are you just gonna leave it to the Warforged?
I'll still touch the water. I'm investigating it because it's not water, it's some other sort of fluid.
Okay. When you
But
touch
I'm
the
not
water,
like jumping in.
when you touch the water, you feel a little bit of a tingle. Make a Constitution save.
In the meantime, I have successfully dismantled both training dummies.
So you just see lumps of sand just strewn all over the floor with splinters of wood and just little scraps of cloth and straw everywhere. Pile of junk now. They're just a pile of junk. All right, you feel fine. As far as you can tell, it's just this weird, tingly blue liquid.
So the liquid doesn't feel like water, and it made my hand kind of tingle, almost like electricity of some kind.
Yeah, like
but
it
not
doesn't
too
feel.
badly. It didn't hurt necessarily.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It feels like maybe a little bit more viscous, like there's some other kind of ingredient than just water. But it didn't hurt you in any way. Did you jump in the water, pants.
Yep. Feet first, just like Jack Sparrow.
Make a Constitution save.
Please, dice, stop sucking.
That was not bad.
You feel it's wonderful. It's great.
I feel great. Cool. Underwater, I'll just.
Make another
Yes, I wouldn't
Constitution
be
save.
blubbing. What?
One thing I'm treating like moving forward 1 square,
Ugh.
especially in the water, as being a minute of time.
That was not a good Constitution
Okay.
save.
Now you've been in the water longer. You start to feel drunk.
Cool.
So I'm going to apply an
It's a
intoxicated
giant
effect.
pool of vodka. Wait, can toasters get drunk?
Well, they can off of what's in this pool.
They can off of Magic Caneth toaster liquor.
Yeah. Apparently it's filled with
Gotcha.
magic Kenneth toaster liquor.
Cool. I wish I had a water skin to fit. I will turn the valve.
All right. Make Oh wait, what's your strength? This shouldn't be a problem.
17.
Okay, you have no problem. When you turn the valve, it spins with absolutely no problem for you. And you start to hear a gurgle as liquid, this vent opens and liquid starts rushing out of the pool and slowly starts to drain.
No. I try and cup some of it in my hands. Completely in vain.
So how long are you going to stay in this pool?
Well, you said it was draining.
It is draining.
Okay. Is it? I mean, I suppose I will make my way over to the other side, and then, as it is continuing to drain, and then figure out a way to get up.
Okay.
How much time has elapsed so far?
So far, we're going to say 18 minutes. That's like literally how much time has passed.
Oh, I must have counted wrong.
Well, I reset it a little bit when we had the locked tokens problem.
Oh, yeah.
So is it possible to climb the to the platform where the rope is?
Yeah, there is a pole there that's holding the ropes up.
I'd like to attempt to climb the pole up to the rope.
Okay, make an acrobatics or athletics check. And is Alarin doing anything when he's on the other side of the water? Okay, you struggle a little bit, but you do manage to climb up and grab a hold of the rope.
Then I would try to cross.
Make a perception check. Okay, you see that the rope is frayed somewhat, but you don't see it like it's threatening to fray more as you traverse it. So
Nisa would walk across the rope.
Yeah, so you can successfully make it to the other side. And now you see the greased floor with you know, I didn't make those visits. Alarion is seeing that there are chickens there. You see, like, the next good 20 feet of the flooring is coated in this grease. Crossing the stone floor is going to be a precarious proposition. And in the middle of this slippery mess, there's 2 chickens just clucking contentedly.
Did Laren take the bag of popcorn?
I think Brighton
He
did.
did.
Or
He's
did Laren take it?
muted in Discord. We're getting a short.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I can hear you now.
Sorry, I've been trying different things to fix that. I didn't realize I'd somehow managed to mute myself in Discord. Yes, I do have the bag of popcorn, and what I was going to do is tie my rope to the platform and lower it down to Pants to help him climb out of the pool of water.
Alrighty. Make a Netflix check, Pants.
No, this is gonna be bad. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I'm intoxicated.
Yeah, you try, but you slip and you fall back into the pool.
At this point, what's the depth of the water that's been drained?
Well, I'm going to say it took 2 minutes for Anissa to... Actually, it took 5 minutes for her to climb across. So half of the liquid has drained out of the pool. And so now it's like 10 feet. You're 10 feet from the ledge.
Okay. So I'm still submerged under 4 feet of water.
There's like 10 feet of water left, or liquid left in the pool.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm standing in the water, and there's still a full 4 feet above head.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
perhaps if he can't climb out, he could wrap the rope around himself and tie it, and we could pull him out of the pool.
Yeah. If you want to do that, you can roll another athletics check with advantage. So it would be yeah, you could do that for pulling if you want to, rather than have him do it since he's drunk. And because even if he had advantage, he'd just break even. Yeah, athletics.
Okay, and you said that's an advantage?
Yeah, you would have advantage. All right, so you managed to yoink him out.
That is an impressive feat of strength.
Because he's pretty darn heavy.
Yeah.
Well, there are 2 of us.
Yeah. So you've got that big slab of wood and metal and magic out of the pool. So 3 of you are on one side, and 2 of you are on the other side. What does Brighton and Zealotry do?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna try and go across the rope. And just do the same thing that Nissa did.
Has the rope been reattached on the other side?
Yeah, is it still attached?
I assume that the rope that Alarion was using earlier was his own gear.
Okay.
Okay.
That's correct.
Zealotry, make a perception check.
Okay.
You guys are rolling really well on all of these. When it matters, you're pretty much rolling well. You notice that the rope has frayed a little bit, but you don't see it fray anymore based off of you traveling across the rope. So you get across successfully.
Okay.
Actually, I should have had you roll an athletics check, but I didn't.
I can still do that.
Or an acrobatics, whichever is better.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you get across, no problem.
Okay.
Monkey climb. And then there was one.
Yeah.
So has the pool completely drained?
There's a little bit. There's about 3 feet of liquid still in the pool. But there's a good, if you were to get down in the pool, it would be at least 15 feet to reach the other edge.
All right, I will attempt to climb up the pole and climb across on the, which will probably break under my halfling's fat ass.
Do an athletics or acrobatics check.
All right, there's a pole.
We're on a roll.
Oh, wow. Now he really does. The halfling has absolutely no problem. He just shimmies up the pole. Do, 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 and just swings across the rope. No problem. He does like a little flip dismount as he lands on the other side. No biggie.
All right, now that everybody's over on this side, I am going to detach my rope and coil it back up and put it back in my backpack.
Okay. And at this point, you notice that the pool is completely drained. Now, everybody sees that the next 20 feet of floor are covered in grease. And there are 2 chickens.
I
Bok,
like
bok,
the
bocking.
grease and have fried chicken.
The chickens are going bark, 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 happily, just, tooting around on the greased floor. Because it's covered in grease, that means you're going to have to make a dexterity check every time that you move 5 feet to see if you slip.
Okay, I'm going to try to approach the first chicken.
Okay. Roll dexterity. Okay, you slip and you're prone.
I'm going to take a handful of the popcorn and see if I can lure the chickens out of the grease.
Where do you put the popcorn?
I'm going to set it right on the edge of the grease, right in front of me.
Just put the bag as is.
No, just a handful.
Just a handful. The black chicken that's near you, or that's closest to the edge,
Okay.
box around, and notices the bag, and it moves 1 step closer. I'm saying closer to you because you probably put it down in front of you.
Did you notice it's a silky chicken?
So I'm going to try to stand back up and move out of the grease.
Some of you overheard that the chickens had names. We'll show you which chicken is which.
Ankle. Or wait.
It's Anka.
Anka. And Brita.
Anka and Britta.
Nice.
Word around the water filter is that if you pour water over Brita the chicken, it comes out clean.
Are you pouring water on the chicken?
No. Just saying, if you pour water over Brita the chicken, her feathers filter it and it comes out clean.
So I would say Oh, I was going to apply. Well, I was going to apply prone to Nisha, but that basically is for the intents and purpose of this. Since we aren't really in combat, I was going to treat it like you have to kind of wait a turn before you move again, and so everybody else has the opportunity to do something.
Gotcha.
So you have Anka the chicken is within range of Adlerin and Zelaria. What do you do?
I'm going to try to pick up the chicken.
Okay. In this case, I do want you to roll an attack roll on the chicken, but no damage.
Okay. All right.
And it's going to be contested by the chicken's dexterity.
How do I do that?
Just roll your attack. Oh, yeah, you totally catch the chicken. Forget about it.
Yeah, about.
That chicken's yours. That chicken liked the popcorn so much, you're that chicken's new best friend. Sigmund Bowerson, who's that? So you have a chicken. And that chicken is your friend.
I'm going to take the rope back out of my pack and tie a very loose loop in the rope around the chicken's neck so that I can kind of...
Okay.
I thought that was going in a very different direction.
My whole thought was, they're already in grease. Let's just kill them, set the grease on fire, and have ourselves
fried chicken.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to return these to
Chicken.
the Bowersons.
Yes, I would.
That's if
I'm
they
thinking the same
ever.
thing.
I forgot to make a note about who heard about the chickens and who didn't. So
I did.
I heard about the chickens.
So you might be tying a rope around chicken's neck, not even knowing. But it's up to you to decide whether or not you do anything with the chickens. So you're gonna tie a rope around the chicken's neck and
lead it along with us so that we can take it back and return it to the barkeep.
Okay. And enough time has passed now that Pants, you feel your intoxication has passed.
Yay! What about Training Dummy 1? Is it still drunk?
Train Dummy 1, is it drunk? Is it drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, it's dead and drunk. It was one of those alcohol poisoning. Alcohol poisoning.
I'm going to take another handful of popcorn and drop it down in front of Zelaria and see if we can lure the other chicken out.
The other chicken's too far away to notice that there's popcorn.
Around the edges of the grease, is there enough room to kind of walk?
Nah. It's basically wall to wall. I just drew it that way.
Grease carpeting. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go over here. Excuse me. Sorry, chicken. Sorry. And kind of start moving on this end.
And I will say you can move half distance. It's like you have to, if you move, you have to make a dex save to see if you slip.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise just treat it like difficult terrain.
Okay. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20 to get, and then another 10 to move to here.
Yeah.
Looking as awkward as possible, flailing.
So make your dex save. All right, you're okay.
All right, I'm gonna go help the Warforged wrangle the chicken.
Okay.
Who said anything about wrangling the chicken? I'm just trying to move.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna go
don't.
try
I
to
don't even
wrangle
know
the
that's
chicken.
a chicken. Well, you don't know that, but I don't know that's a chicken.
There's this creature there. It's pecking. It's kind of bark, bark, bark.
It's a non-hostile feathered Bach machine. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, so if I try to move there,
Make your deck save. And you slip and fall prone.
woo!
Now, Zalaria you haven't done anything yet. What do you want to do about these chickens? She must not be listening.
Who's turn?
Zalaria.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
Okay, what are you going to do about these chickens? There's one that's made friends with the party, but there's another one in the distance.
I mean, I want to make friends with that chicken as well, so I guess I'm gonna try and approach it.
Wait,
Which,
don't we have a ranger?
well, that she's a ranger.
I never figured out who was who.
Yeah, Zalaria is a ranger.
Okay, so Larry's the ranger, Brighton's the barbarian, everyone else is fine.
Right.
Gotcha.
So the black silky chicken, Anka is already friends with the party.
Okay.
It's Britta, who's coy and elusive.
Okay. Well, we already tried popcorn, right?
Yeah,
And that's what got
But-
Anka to come to.
yeah.
But
Are we out of popcorn?
We put popcorn right in front of
We-
you, but the chicken hasn't noticed it. It's too far away to notice.
Okay, hear me out. I'm thinking that we could possibly like lasso this chicken. Like,
Okay. You want to lasso the chicken?
I want to lasso the chicken. Yes, with rope. Just
Okay.
yeah.
This is going to be epic. You're going to lasso the chicken over the
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
I'm already
And-
prone.
we
So
don't throw very high.
I
Oh,
want
he's
you
prone.
to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's prone. I want you to make. I feel like maybe sleight of hand might be a check that you can make here,
Okay.
but I'll also take athletics.
Okay. I'll do sleight of hand. All right. Didn't
Wait,
roll.
what about animal handling?
Yeah.
Or actually, animal handling. Yeah. Oh, right. That's a skill. Do animal handling
okay.
or athletics.
All right.
Okay, you managed to do it. You
Yeah.
lasso the chicken. The chicken is a little bit upset though. And it's like rustling, flopping its wings, like the part that isn't bound. And it starts to run over Brighton's face, and it's all like in a frenzy. It's kind of scared.
Okay.
You got a panic chicken on your hands.
Oh my. All right.
Now that it's on as close as it's moved one square closer, does it take notice of the popcorn that's sitting in front of Zalaria?
No, well, does she pull? Does Zalaria pull Britta the chicken closer to her?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, if she's on top of Brighton now.
and how much damage am I taking from the
This is gonna
closet?
end well.
Roll a d4.
Oh my god.
So you've taken 3 points of clawing damage from the chicken running
Oh,
all on top
man.
of you. Now that
Okay.
she's this close, she does notice the popcorn. And she leaves Brighton's face. Oh, wait, no, Brighton left her face.
The popcorn is a trap.
Now that she can eat the popcorn, she calms down.
There we go.
So you have 2 lassoed chickens.
When you're in a pickle, lasso the chicken.
That needs to be a character quote. When you're in a pickle, lasso the chicken.
When you're in a pickle, lasso the chicken.
I'll write it down.
Important adventure note. All right, and now Nisa has managed to climb to her feet.
She mentioned the other side of the room. There doesn't appear to be another side of the
Yeah,
room.
there's just this kind of barrier of boxes and crates and barrels.
We should probably try and knock that down, guys.
I'm on it.
Okay, did you make one more deck save?
I'm getting there.
Now, at the opposite side, there is enough stepping space for you
Nope.
just to stand on. Okay, so Pants is prone again. Actually, you were still prone, Pants.
Sorry, I didn't mean to grab that. I was trying to grab me.
That's why I had the tokens locked.
There they are.
Ooh, suddenly there's an opening.
Actually, that's an important question. When exactly did I go prone? Like right here at the beginning? Did I move before falling prone? Did I get
You
to the
moved.
end and
You
then-
moved, and then you fell prone next to Brighton. So basically,
Grab it.
you're still prone next to where Brighton is standing, and everybody else is going to get to move before you get to move again.
Now I
So,
see
yeah.
why you had them locked.
Yeah, he should be prone right there.
I'll just be sideways. That'll make it easier than applying prone.
I can apply the effect, but I'm like,
That's easier just to make me sideways. Unless we're doing attack roll. And I don't have a ranged weapon to attack with anyways.
So, Brighton, you could make it to the other side with one more move. Everybody else is going to take them 2 moves to make it the full distance.
I'm still
While I'm-
prone.
While I'm on
Oh, that's
my
right. You're
back-
still prone too. So, Nisa and Alarin and Zalaria can move.
As I'm on my back, sprawled spread eagle, I have an epiphany. Should we just lasso the chickens to the pole and then get them when we finish this trial so we don't have to worry about carrying chickens with us for the rest of the way?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. All right,
Alright.
so we go ahead and take. I go ahead and take my rope and tie the other end to the pole.
Yeah, same. I tie that chicken down.
My other question would be is what happens if we need a specific chicken cluck in order to advance?
A chicken cluck?
Yeah. Like a sound from the
Okay.
chicken in order to get us past a certain thing.
Okay, I just
Someone's
want to
gonna
make sure
have-
that's what you're saying.
We'll have to come back out and get the chickens.
Yeah, or we can impersonate them if anyone is good at acting.
We know how well that went with Haywire.
I know Haywire.
Lily doesn't know Haywire.
Nope.
No, Pants does, though.
Pants does know Haywire.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and move. Take my first step across the grease.
Okay.
Deck save.
And you fall prone. Nisa or Zalaria?
Okay, so we're trying to knock down this wall of crates, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll try and move closer.
You can move up to 3 squares, 15 feet.
Okay. Go. Here.
You can make your deck save.
Okay.
You know, being in character that apparently Pants does his best thinking while prone and on the sprawled on. What would happen if, let's say, a certain halfling and an elf and a human, maybe not all of this, but like the elf and the halfling decided to stand on Pants' stomach and chest and use his 2x4 and stand up paddleboard their way across?
That sounds like a really good plan to me. I think that you should.
What,
do
you're
that.
gonna crawl?
Or even if they just used you as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Because I would say if you wanted to crawl or, roll across the floor, then that would be just normal.
Well, no, I mean, actually, get up, stand up on pants, use him because he's a warforged. He doesn't have and then he's got a 2x4. They could use
Well,
that as a paddle,
they could do
Terran
that,
style.
You
like,
could just.
for their next move when they get to move again. But Zalaria's fine. She made her save. So it's going to take the time for Nisa to move again before you can do that.
So how much popcorn is left in the sack?
I think Alarin still has the sack.
I do.
How much popcorn would you say?
We've only taken 2 handfuls out, so I'd say, let's say,
There's at
2/3
least
of the
half of it.
sack of-
At least half of it.
So his sack is at least half full.
So if he would toss me the sack of popcorn.
Okay. I guess I'm laying flat on my back. I do a chest pass kind of.
I need a snack,
Are you hungry?
So once I get the popcorn, I would want to take some out and kind of throw it over the grease to kind of give me traction if I want to walk there.
Uh-huh.
Since we have the chickens, they don't need the popcorn anymore.
Sure. You have enough, there's enough left for you to go at least 10 feet without any checks.
Please tell me you did not make popcorn in grease tokens.
I didn't make popcorn tokens.
Okay.
And I did the grease on the map before I thought of doing the grease as a separate item.
Well, for the record, grease on the map looks fucking gorgeous. It really does.
I know, it's like rainbow.
Got the opalescent in there. That's mad props.
So you moved no problems. So now, it is Pants's turn to not be prone.
Shouldn't Brighton be not prone before?
Oh yeah, Brighton is not prone, I think. I can't remember which one of you, because we haven't really been sticking
first.
to initiative order.
Yeah, he went first.
Okay, Brighton.
Okay. Unprone. So I am just going to kind of do a belly flop across the rest of the grease to get to the.
Sure, no problem.
He is straight up transportering.
You're covered in grease, but you've gotten across to the clear part of the floor next to the crate and barrel barrier with no problem. And now you have an action.
I'm going to beat on the boxes. Try to create a hole.
Oh, and I just realized.
After I stand up.
I got to make these boxes so you can target them.
Hostile crates.
Yeah, it's like Cratios all over again.
Ah! Okay, I'm curious. Just out of character, how many people here actually play DDO aside from Bonnie, myself? Actually, that's more.
Everyone but
Lisa and
Lily.
Bright.
Yeah, literally just me.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to beat the boxes. Yeah.
Beat that wood.
All right, beat him.
That was some
Sweet!
bullshit
Crate
with
beatage.
it, juggling off that knot.
The crates are wounded. So you beat on it and you see part of one of the boxes you take a big hunk out. but you don't see a clear path yet.
Okay.
Now it's Pants.
Okay. So I'm going to use half my movement to get not prone. There we go. And seeing that Brighton has made some progress, I'm going to try and the crates. Barrier of crates, number 2. I'm assuming I made make a deck save.
Yes. And you're
Holy
fine.
Crap, I
You
didn't
can
fail.
you can make an action.
I can do it! Alright. So I'll use my stick of wood to beat the pile of wood.
Alrighty. So you've done enough damage to the crates that you can see it. There's enough room for a halfling to crawl through easily. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze for you. You might need to like hit it some more to fit through without, I don't know.
There's a rather large size difference between a halfling and a toast.
Yes. But from what you can see, it opens up and you can see that there's a bird cage through the opening that you've cleared.
Oh, whoever
Is
said
that
we need to go get those chickens, I think they were right.
Is that a bird cage?
It's a bird cage.
Okay, good, because that looks like something far more ominous.
I still have my path of popcorn, so I can easily go back to get the chickens at this point.
Yes. And Alarin is no longer prone. So we'll put the chickens with Nisa. Or if you want to just go back, stay where you were, and you've got the chickens with you.
How far did that path of popcorn go across? Is it just the one?
It just
square
went.
where she
It went
is,
to where
or-
Nisa. It went from like the start, so it covers the square behind her. That's closer to the water. So you could go to that square and without any problem. And you could go to her square without a problem. But outside of that, it's still slippery.
Okay.
Though
All
there's
right.
another thing with the hole that was knocked into the crates. You see that there is a little bit of a trickle of water coming out. And it's starting to wash away some of the grease that's that's closest to Pants.
Right.
Wait, like the grease is flowing in towards the bird cage?
No,
It's flowing away
there's
from
water
the
coming
is-
out of the barrels that you've broken into,
Oh, okay.
and it's washing towards Zelaria, and with it, it's washing the grease away that's closest to you.
Then I'm going to take a step towards Brighton. Next roll.
If you could try to go to, I would say you could try to move to the left of Brighton with that save, and you're fine. Because as long as you get to the other side, there's no grease there. You're okay, and you can take an action.
Okay, so I can go from here to here,
Yes.
and I'm assuming that I need to make some more space in the barrier of crates as well.
I wouldn't complain if you attacked it.
It needs more space for Pants to make it through.
The halfling's fine, but
So I can't change it on the map, but you've broken through those crates enough that there's room for Pants to make it through, And there's like one step behind Pants is no longer covered in grease. So like the square between Zelaria and Pants is
So-
clean of grease.
Rotate barrier of crates, maybe. Just kind of give it a visual.
It's starting to go down. I mean, is that what do you mean by rotating? How is that going to help? I know.
No, it was just it was a silly idea. It in execution it didn't really work. Okay, never mind.
Just was thinking that if you rotated it, it would show that there's now a gap.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Is there's like a gap through that we could squeak through, kind
If I could shrink it again.
of.
No. Well, when I get another shot, I'll take another break off. Beat on it.
Okay. Zelaria or Nisa?
We can go through now, right?
You can go through, yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and go through.
So you can totally just walk through to the space by Pants with no problem.
Okay. Like here.
Yeah, that space is cleared.
Okay. Well, so am I okay? So I guess I'll attack the crates as well, just like make sure they're gone.
Whatever set of dice we're using tonight, we need to hold on to those.
These are the best dice. What's sad is when we actually do the first adventure, we're going to be in a different campaign, so they will technically be different dice.
Except for Alarin, who actually did his dice coloration unmanaged character.
No,
Ooh.
actually, I had to recolor them after I
did you?
imported my tune. Yeah.
Well, scratch that then.
So you still haven't completely destroyed the stack of crates, but
Okay.
more water's come out, not enough to clear another square. But it seems like there's a big enough hole that would be easy for the whole party to like go through one at a time, and even if you were bringing chickens with you, even if you were carrying a chicken.
Okay.
Curious. If Brighton were and Alarin were to scooch through the gap, theory, and Pants were to take Brighton's place, could he reach out his 2x4 and kind of have Nisa just grab the other end and get pulled,
Yeah.
skating along the
You could assist her and hold her steady so she doesn't have to fall.
I was thinking of doing the same thing with my staff.
Yeah. I would at least say I would say that gives her advantage on any deck save.
Alrighty.
Right, so I will take my staff and reach it out to her.
He's got the
Nisa's
creepy
a little more pragmatic about the chickens, so she takes the ropes off their necks and wraps them around their feet and kind of slings them over her shoulder, which
shit.
they probably don't like, but she
Thank
doesn't
you.
care.
I was really worried about the chickens with like, something around their neck if one of them bolted.
Right? Yeah. But she's got chicken nunchucks.
Whirling chickens.
Has anyone besides me seen Kung Pao enter the fist?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the gopher chucks, she's got chicken chucks.
Chicken chucks. All right, you're fine. You make it to the other side, and you can take an action once you're at the wall.
She would just move through the gap.
I still want to cook the chicken.
That's the only way I know chicken is cooked.
So you see a door, and you see
I
there's
don't know
another
what
bird
these
cage.
buck machines are. These things are creepy. That's not chicken.
Where's the... Oh, never mind. I gotta scroll the map.
I'm going to continue beating on the barrier crates to fuel.
It's you're down to like just the last row. You could probably step over the barrier of crates now with your long legs.
That's sufficient. So are these two bird cages?
Yeah.
That look like they would suspiciously size one chicken each?
Yeah, now you're on the other side, you see two bird cages that are plenty large for a chicken. They could hold a much bigger bird as well. And then you see a door.
So it's like there's two chickens and two chicken cages. I think Nisa would be inspecting them, making sure they're unlocked so that she could put the chickens in.
The chicken cages are unlocked. You also notice that they're on one of those mechanisms where they're hanging on a hook, and the stand part is a separate piece from the cage, and the cage is just hanging on the stand.
Should we replace the chicken cage with a bag of sand?
Do you have a bag of sand?
I don't have anything. I have a 2x4, clothes, and a set of dice. Look at my inventory. That's exactly what I have.
So, Nisa, did you put one chicken in a cage?
Yes, whenever you're ready to do that.
You hear a little clicking sound, but nothing happens.
Somebody get the other chicken.
All right, when you put the second chicken in the cage, you hear another clicking sound, and then a bright blue door appears right where Alarin is standing. And it disappears. Wait. Can you see that?
Well,
Yes.
it's moving. It keeps moving, but
Yeah, I was trying to get it to where, like, yeah, this is why I should have, like, little edges and stuff, because then I could totally put it on top of the other door. But it's basically like a kind of blue portal-looking magic door thing.
Alarin instantly detoured.
Alarin
And
became a D-door.
he's close enough to touch it.
I quietly sneak behind Alarin and shove him.
Here, take this door so you don't have to walk back.
How much total time has elapsed so far?
You've actually been more than an hour.
Oh, have we?
You have. It's been an hour and about 5 minutes.
We're so close.
Yeah, you're still breaking the crates when you hit an hour.
Well, dang. I guess we still have to get out though.
You still have to get out.
All right, I'll just walk through. Blunk. Did you just try and move the chicken through the D-door?
Alright, so have you gone through the D door?
I moved.
I can't move. Like I'm trying to.
It's because there's a barrier crates on. I'm gonna just delete that barrier crate.
Thank you.
Those have got to be the creepiest looking bird cages.
Are they spooky?
Well, no, they seriously look like repeating spike cannon traps. That's why I was like,
Oh.
bird cage? Okay,
Sure, I'll take
Sure.
birdcage.
Yeah, we'll take bird cage as I hide behind a wall of crates. Like,
So
we're
has
gonna get
everyone
you paid.
has everyone gone through the D door?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. When you go through the door, you appear back at the Wavecrest Tavern, and Nola is waiting there for you. She's like, you did pretty good. You did pretty good, kids. You did, but you weren't quite quick enough. But that's all right. That's all right. You didn't happen to bring the chickens with you, 'cause it's kind of a thing. Wait, the chickens, they're still alive, right? I didn't see you do anything to them, though I was a little bit nervous about the whole rope around the neck thing. They're still alive, right?
Yes.
The flailing
chickens are
feathered
still
Bach
alive.
machines are alive.
Are they still, they're still back at the Canneth Manufactory?
Yeah.
They
Oh.
still balk in their cages.
Okay, I'll send somebody to go back and get them so we can get them. They were we took them by mistake. They were supposed to be, nameless chickens. We'll return them to Sigmund, and not let on that it was us that took it.
Bach, 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 bach.
Well,
Wow.
that is in your training. There are a lot of interesting things there. A lot of, lessons learned, I think, about walking on grease.
Yeah, I lasted a chicken, so.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Yeah. Thanks.
Now,
A training dummy got intoxicated this day.
that's gonna be all for the initiative today for the whole training and evaluation period. You're all officially, under probation, official members of the Heroic Union of Greater Stormreach, and your first job is lined up. Now, I want you to enjoy this evening, but in the morning you're gonna be sailing for your first job in the Cerulean Hills. And your lodgings, which are part of your contract with the Union, they're going to be here in the Wavecrest Tavern. So through that back door, kind of to the left of the entrance, those are your rooms. And if you go in there, you'll see that there are 4 bunk beds in one large open room, and there's a bunch of different kind of little cargo trunks or things like trunks you would take to camp for storing your things. And there's one dresser and one bookshelf. Kind of a ratty mirror, but hey, this place has a mirror, which is kind of fancy. Your lodgings are kind of moderate. They aren't especially fancy, but they aren't especially crappy either. And then Nola kind of bids you farewell because she has some other place that she's staying. She's not.
I'm just psyched we're actually on the map. Like, hey, y'all's beds are on the map.
So when we play again, you'll have your next adventure, which is going to be taking place in the Cerulean Hills, and that is the whole obstacle course of Session 0.
Right on.
And you failed, but you still get 25 XP each.
Woohoo! Are we
Oh,
just going to
yeah.
apply this ourselves? Or?
Yeah, you can apply that yourselves.
Okay.
You would have gotten other things had you made it in the hour or
Yeah,
brought the
succeeded.
chickens with you.
Don't tell us what could have been.
For anyone who's not familiar with 5e, first level is 300. There's your threshold as you go and put your stuff in.
So I think everybody should have, 45?
Wait, 45?
You had 20
Yeah.
for the
I
rat.
got 20 for the rat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's-
think he had gone and
You might have gone AFK. You might have been, because we were taking a break when I remembered to say that you got XPs.
Oh, okay. I'll update that to 40.
So everybody got 20 for the rats and 25 for the puzzle room. And that is it.
Yeah.
And it was only mostly awkward. I've learned many things about when I should put things on the map and when I shouldn't put things on the map so as they become actually interactable. That the whole preloading things on the map does not work.
The other thing with the maps, the biggest thing I would say is give it dead space.
Yeah. I have to go back and give dead space to everything.
That makes it so much easier to navigate, especially with those of us with tiny monitors. Like I kept trying to zoom out on the manufacturing. It just kept like going, nope, you're scrolling up. I'm like, no.
I also think I might give the barrier of crates less hit points if Judy and Tessa do this. Well, I think I learned a lot from that experience. I'm going to give myself 45 XP.
You should give yourself a lot more than 45 XP. I'm just saying.
I was like, for as much as I wrote the whole obstacle course adventure, it's amazing how much stuff that I don't remember. I will tell you that, the whole thing with the rope climbing across it, there was a weight limit. And
which I totally would have blown.
You would have totally blown it. If you'd gone across the rope, it would have broken.
I wasn't even going to try that.
And
this dude's like a 500-pound robot. Like, yeah, no, that's...
Alaren was Freya's weight, but everybody else was light enough that they weren't a risk.
Gonna go swimming as a robot with no buoyancy.
Okay, well, I hope that was fun, or not too terrible.
No, it was fun.
And hopefully I'll do better when we do
When does the campaign start?
No, January 6th, Sunday at 7 Eastern.
Let me, let's see here. I got the January 6th, you said, at what time?
7 p.m. Eastern. And I think we're going to be doing it as the D&D night stream on D&D Stream's Twitch channel.